Another day, another story. The moon is the only natural satellite of Earth. The moon is thought to have formed about 4.51 billion years ago, not long after Earth. The most widely accepted explanation is that the moon formed from the debris left over after a giant impact between Earth and a Mars-sized body called Theia. The moon has no atmosphere and no liquid water on its surface. However, there is evidence that water ice exists in the permanently shadowed craters at the moon's poles. The moon's surface is covered in craters of all sizes, ranging from tiny pinpricks to vast basins hundreds of kilometers across. The moon's gravity is about 1/6 of Earth's gravity, so astronauts can jump 6 times higher on the moon than they can on Earth. The first spacecraft to reach the moon was Luna 2, launched by the Soviet Union in 1959. The first spacecraft to orbit the moon was Luna 3, launched by the Soviet Union in 1959. Luna 3 took the first photographs of the far side of the moon, which had never been seen before. The first spacecraft to land on the moon was Luna 9, launched by the Soviet Union in 1966. Luna 9 landed in the Sea of Tranquility and transmitted images of the moon's surface back to Earth. The first humans to walk on the moon were Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, who landed on the moon on July 20, 1969, as part of the Apollo 11 mission. Armstrong and Aldrin spent over 2 hours on the moon, collecting samples and conducting experiments. A total of 12 people have walked on the moon, all as part of the Apollo program. The last person to walk on the moon was Eugene Cernan, who landed on the moon on December 14, 1972, as part of the Apollo 17 mission. Since the end of the Apollo program, there have been no manned missions to the moon. However, there have been a number of robotic missions to the moon, including the Change-4 mission, which landed on the far side of the moon in 2019. There are various reasons why there have been no manned missions to the moon in the last 50 years. Some of the most common reasons include: manned missions to the moon are incredibly expensive. Manned missions to the moon are also incredibly risky. There is always the possibility of an accident or a medical emergency that could result in the death of the astronauts. There has not been the same political will to send humans back to the moon in recent years. With the end of the Cold War, there has been less urgency to send humans back to the moon. To date, 11 countries have successfully sent satellites to the moon. Those are Soviet Union, United States, Japan, China, India, Israel, Italy, Luxembourg, South Korea, United Arab Emirates, and European Space Agency. The following countries have also attempted to send satellites to the moon, but their missions were unsuccessful, and those are France, Germany, United Kingdom, Canada, and Brazil. The cost of manned spaceflight has been declining in recent years due to advances in technology. There is growing international cooperation in space exploration. This could help to reduce the cost of manned missions to the moon and make them more feasible. The moon is a scientifically fascinating place. There is still much that we do not know about the moon, and manned missions could help us to learn more about its history, geology, and potential for resources. In conclusion, there are a number of reasons why there have been no manned missions to the moon in the last 50 years. However, there are also a number of reasons to believe that manned missions to the moon will resume in the near future. I hope this video is informative. Like and subscribe to see more interesting content. Thanks for watching.